Honestly, I can't think of a better thing to do on Saturday at 7 a.m. than wash the WRX to get ready for Cars and Coffee at World of Speed in Portland. So here we go. I'd say that wash job was mediocre at best, but now it's time to go meet up with the guys.
Probably driving up a wall.
Oh my god, look at the motor. It's like a miniature Evo motor.
Dude, what in the... Look at...
That is the coolest thing ever.
Put your hand there so you can see the size.
So you can see
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Size comparison.
Dude, the blow-off valve is literally
The size of the motor.
1/6 of the size.
This is kind of like the one there's the HKS one that I really want to get.
So Cars and Coffee was kind of a bust. I think it's because it's been raining a lot here lately, and we also got there kind of late. So since there wasn't a ton to show from that, we're going to do an overview of the modifications I have on the 2016 WRX. So we'll start with the front end and the cosmetic mods I have. Actually, one of my favorite mods is the headlights. So what I did, this is a base model. We took the headlights apart, we installed the Diode dynamic C lights, and then I also painted the inner housing black. I did tape off the inner chrome ring though, just to add a little custom touch. I have what's mostly referred to as the eBay front lip. It's like the $100 eBay front lip. Honestly, for the price, I think it's pretty good. I plasti dipped it to give it a little bit better finish and texture. We have the Sugi Bros bumper plugs in there. We have the Perrin license plate relocation kit. These are the stock wheels. I have new wheels, but I'm just waiting till spring to do wheels and suspension. I plasti dipped the badges on the side and back of the car. I have the Rally Armor Mudflaps they're black with the white logo. And then I have the JDM splash guards, and they do work with the Rally Armor Mudflaps. You do have to do a little bit of modification to get them to work properly, but it's not a big deal. Now we're in the interior. Overall, the interior's pretty much stock. I have this Pro Clip iPhone 6 holder, and this is actually, I bought the iPhone 6 holder but I kind of modified it so that it didn't stick up as far. There was an extra base on it from the factory, and so I did some custom mods, drilled a new screw hole and stuff so that it got kind of this low profile, but it's nice. It sits next to the shifter, and even with the reverse lockout, it doesn't interfere. And then, you know, you just get your cord in. I think it's great placement. Definitely one of my favorite things. When people ask, you know, what's the first modification to do to your WRX, honestly, the first thing I did, and the thing that made the biggest difference, is the shifter mods, because it's something you touch every day. It's something you're going to constantly, you know, you row through the gears, so you notice it a lot. So I have the Perrin shifter stop and the Perrin shifter bushing, which both made a huge difference. So when you're in first gear, you can see that there's basically no shake, where you compare it to a stock one and it's going to be more like that. I can pull the lock out and, you know, make it wiggle. So now all the gears are really tight, which makes shifting way easier and way more fun, with a positive feel. And also something that improves it was I got the group in transmission mount, and that made a huge difference too in terms of just how the drivetrain feels when you're shifting and driving. So between those mods, because it's something you interact with every day, even when you're not trying to drive fast, those are relatively inexpensive, and it makes a huge difference and makes the car so much more fun. All right, so moving on to the engine modifications. So right off the bat, you can see I have the Killer B top mount intercooler and the Killer B charge pipe. I had some really good gains with this. It keeps the intake temperatures down quite a bit, especially over stock, which is great. The top mount intercooler fit great. It's a super high quality piece. Very impressed with the quality. The charge pipe, I've had a little bit of difficulty with. Sometimes getting it perfect is almost impossible in terms of the orientation. It likes to either rest, you can hear it tapping. It either rests on the camshaft cover, like there's a bolt that sticks out, or it's going to be touching the intake scoop here. Right now I have it resting on the intake scoop just so it's better than resting on metal. But overall, it's a good piece, awesome quality. So I also have an Apexi drop-in filter. When I did the dyno tune, I heard they're good for somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 horsepower. It was easy. So I went ahead and did that. I personally don't necessarily love the sound that a full intake makes. So, you know, the drop-in filter was kind of my compromise, I guess. So the stuff you can't see, there's the PRL TGV Deletes, the PRL EGR Delete, Depo Racing catted J-pipe, and the Mishimoto catback exhaust. The TGV Deletes and EGR from PRL are real straightforward. You might be able to see, if you come over here, the TGVs are located right where the tip of my finger's touching. So that's what you're going to end up replacing if you go with that. The EGR is on the back of the intake, so you have to remove the top mount intercooler to get it to show and stuff. Then also, you know, those straightforward, really good quality. So the Depo Racing J-pipe, it has been a perfect fit for me. I know it's, you know, kind of an eBay brand, but it was a perfect fit for me, and I made great power, and I haven't had any issues with the welds or the fit or anything, so that's good. The Mishimoto catback exhaust, I'm gonna do a separate review on that, but it's an awesome piece. I think that in combination with the J-pipe, it makes like the perfect tone, you know, between making the engine sound great, but, you know, not having drone, and it just not causing problems with the neighbors. that's it for the mods that I have. You know, I got the wheels coming, suspension. Why don't you guys let me know if you have any questions about anything I've done to the car. I'd love to go more in depth for you. And let me know what you think I should do next.